Hello, it's Fancy. Welcome back to the channel. The previous artwork was a bit of a struggle for me, so today I have something a lot simpler. This set of artworks is a set of seasonal cat designs meant for stickers, pins, and a bunch of other products, which you can check out in my Redbubble or TeePublic shops. The links will be in the description below. Anyways, I've been meaning to make these designs for a while now. And when I say for a while, I mean like 11th grade. Again. Yep, this is the same case as the previous artwork where the original sketch for this is pretty much 2 years old. There are 4 cats in this set, one for each season. I actually don't experience all 4 of the seasons, since I live in the Philippines and we only have wet and dry seasons here, so that's 2. But I do love the aesthetics for each season, so I thought it would be fun to kind of depict those seasons through cats. Specifically, I have them in this design where they kind of all go together once you put them side by side, once they're rotated in the correct way. But actually, you can rotate them anyway and they would still pretty much form that kind of formation. Anyways, they're in a pounce kind of stance, with one seasonal item or symbol that they're looking at, just to further represent the season. I also gave them each something different for their heads to match with the season. I would call them hats, but the autumn cat just has a leaf on its head, so that's not exactly a hat, but oh well. The spring cat got a flower crown and a pink flower. The summer cat got a sun hat and a sun. The autumn cat got a leaf and an autumn colored flower with some autumn leaves. And the winter cat got a warm hat and a scarf with a snowflake. I also decided on what cat breed would go for each season, mainly just basing off of how the color palettes match with the seasons, or just with my personal art style in general. I actually had the cats decided all the way back in 11th grade, and I had notes of which cat would be which alongside the original sketch. Basically in order, spring got a white cat, summer got an orange tabby, autumn got a calico, and winter got a gray tabby. I had quite the time putting these 4 together, and although it definitely is way simpler than the previous artwork I made, it was still quite a chaotic process to get through with actually drawing this. A lot of copy pasting and adjusting and just all of that. For one, I had to figure out the orientation of each cat and had to keep rotating them to make it make sense. At some point, I pretty much just decided to draw them normally, like how the spring cat is, and then just rotate them once I needed to edit them into one cohesive piece, like when I need to make them into a set of stickers. Also, just so I could actually post the non-rotated versions of the summer, autumn, and winter cats, even though that means I'll have to edit them in post. I might have just looked at these designs for too long, but they're quite disorienting to look at on their own when they're rotated. Or maybe that's just me. And it doesn't end there, because while I was drawing the summer cat, coloring specifically, I had completely forgotten that the summer cat is supposed to be an orange tabby, and I was coloring it in as a calico. I swear my brain was turned completely off during the coloring for this, and the only time I realized I colored it in as the wrong cat was when I went to check it off of my to-do list. So basically, when I thought I had the flat colors for the summer cat done, I had to redo all of it. I know I mentioned in the previous video that I don't like coloring, but coloring cats is probably the one exception. Well, cats and penguins. Penguins because obviously they're just black and white and orange. And for cats, I've grown so familiar to coloring them that my brain just turns off whenever I do. Especially calicos, since their patterns are my favorite, and I almost automatically think of calicos whenever I'm drawing cats. So yeah, I had to redo the coloring for the summer cat, but I saved the calico coloring I did so I wouldn't have to redo that for the autumn cat. One last thing I struggled on for this was that snowflake for that winter cat. I do not usually draw snowflakes and I had to look up clip art references for it, clip art specifically so it would be easier to draw. And I struggled, and I didn't want to just use the snowflake stamp brush that I had for it, so I went ahead and drew one myself after multiple tries. I swear I wasn't excited to draw a snowflake, and that lack of excitement got justified because I did not enjoy drawing that snowflake. I did get it to look good, but then it looked too much like a flower because of its shape, which made the sun in the summer cat one look out of place for not being a sunflower. Which I realized I could have done because sunflowers bloom in the summer anyways, and all of them could have had like flower shaped or flower themed seasonal things. But I did not want to redo the summer cat again since I already redid the coloring for the summer cat. I don't want to redo the seasonal symbol for it as well. So yeah, I decided I would keep the sun, but then there would be another thing that doesn't look like a flower, so I needed a snowflake to not look like a flower, if that made sense. So there are 2 flower seasonal symbols and 2 that aren't. Anyways, once I got the snowflake pretty decent, it was generally all good from there. And like I said, now there are 2 flowers and 2 that aren't flowers, so it's even. But yeah, I don't do a lot of these seasonal designs for the 4 seasons, except mainly for autumn and winter, which I might have a bias for, and I've made product designs for those seasons before. But I haven't really done many spring or summer designs. Maybe when I have some free time, I might make some spring and summer collections up in the shops. And I certainly have sketches from all the way back in 11th grade for some other seasonal designs as well, that I'm guessing I won't be able to get to for a while. Anyways, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Again, you can get these as stickers, prints, and other products over on my shops. And feel free to leave a like, comment, or subscribe. Those really help me out a lot. With that said, I hope you have a very great day. Take care.